top 5 worst truck mods you could ever do on your pickup truck, your lifted truck, whatever. Do not do these top 5 mods. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm gonna be telling you guys exactly my top 5 worst truck mods that I came up with. I actually took my time out, made a whole list of my top 5 worst truck mods that you should definitely never ever do. Not do these mods on your truck. And just to clarify things, I'm not trying to hurt anybody feelings. This is strictly all my personal opinion, so I'm going to give you guys exactly my top 5 worst mods that I think that you shouldn't do to your truck, your lifted truck, your whatever truck you have. Do not do these mods. But check it out though. My first, number one, what I want to say is, my number one mod that you should never do to your pickup truck, lifted truck, whatever, is this is like a very common one. A lot of people should know about this one, and this is something that's been going around for a long time. You know, I'm down north, so I'm in Pennsylvania, so this is something I mainly see a lot that happen, I guess, down south. Maybe there's something going on down there or something like that. That's why they do it. But down where I'm at, you don't see that. That's something you really don't see like that down here. But who knows? It could be everywhere. It seemed like it. So my number one mod I would like to say that you shouldn't do to your truck is squatting your truck. Squatted trucks. Yes.
Prohibiting the so-called Carolina squat will officially go into effect in a matter of months. Carolina squat is a vehicle modification where the front end of a truck or SUV is lifted higher than the back end.
Some pickup truck owners who like the front end of their cars higher than the back end say they worry this new law will make it easier for the state to ban other vehicle modifications.
I said it. Squatted trucks. You should definitely stay far away from trying to squat your truck. Number one, like, why would you want to squat your truck? It's a pickup truck. It's not meant for you to get it squatted. You know, real men, we keep, you don't squat your truck. Like, number one, like, to be on the serious side, like, you shouldn't squat your truck, because that's like that's kind of like how you call it, risky for you to do something like that, because you know, I have seen somewhere some of them are very squatted up to where you're pretty much looking at the sky. And that's like a high risk for you to be doing something like that. If you're doing something like that, just be prepared for you to, you know, whatever happens after that. I'm not wishing anything to happen to anybody, this and that, the third, but just be cautious, because squatting your trucks can definitely be very risky, especially when it comes to you being behind the wheel and driving. Like, how can you see being up like this? Like, you looking at the sky. So that's my number one thing. So I'm going my list. I created a whole list. Like I said, I took my time making my list of top 5 worst mods that you shouldn't do to your truck. But once again, like I said, I keep saying this is 100% my opinion, and you know, at the end of the day, you could do whatever you want to your truck, your whatever. These are just my top 5 worst mods that I came up with that I do not like seeing, and that I will not ever do to my truck. And number 2 for my top 5 worst mods, number 2 is gonna be it's called a big push bar bumper, whatever that is. It's like a real big push bar bumper that I see a lot. I don't know, it's like a, you know, it might be, I don't understand what's the purpose of those things, like those real big push bar bumpers, whatever you guys call it. Those things, for me, honestly, I feel like they just look very, very hideous and hideous, whatever that word is. But having that on your truck, like, I don't get what the purpose of that. It's like, if it's a semi truck, that's different, but a pickup truck, especially the ones that I see, sometimes it's not even like a big pickup truck. It's one of the, like, it's sometimes I see it on like the smaller trucks and stuff like that. I don't really understand what's going on there. If maybe, you know, somebody understand, if you do that, you understand what's going on, please let me know, like, why do you do that and what make that so appealing? And I just don't get it. I don't understand that. And that's just my number 2 thing I would never ever do to my truck, putting one of them big push bar bumper on my front end of my truck. And I just feel like it just it just doesn't look good at all. It doesn't look good at all. So stop doing that. Like I'm saying, I'm not hurting nobody's feelings and stuff. I'm just strictly going off my own personal opinion. These are things I don't like. So please let me know why. Why do you do it? Why? And my number 3, this one is like, for my number 3, this one is something that really, I could kind of understand why some people do it. And this is something that in the past, before, you know, when I had my lifted Dodge Ram 1500, 2006 Dodge Ram 1500, I just felt like I was gonna do something like that before, but you know, I was kind of planning on getting that, which I'm about to talk about, but I kind of didn't do it because I did my research and this and that. It wasn't really worth it. So my number 3, I'm gonna say it's called a pedal commander. And I'm pretty sure you guys know and heard of this plenty of time before. And this is something that for some reason is very well known. And whoever made those, and I know for a fact they're like $300. It's not expensive, but whoever made those, I just think that it's pointless. And I mean, I can kind of understand why you would want to think that it could make your throttle responds a lot faster, and it can make your car go a lot faster. But I just feel like if you're gonna spend your money on something like that, you should definitely save your money. Go with something else. Try to do like a tune or something like that, man. Like, instead of you listening to, you know, whatever they tell you, if you purchase a pedal commander, this and that is gonna have your truck or whatever, doing whatever, you know, going whatever speed or making your throttle respond faster. That's like one of the things where I feel like it's just like a waste of money that I wouldn't even want to bother doing. Like I said, don't get me wrong, I thought about doing it in the past before. Why? Because I had a 2006 Dodge Ram 1500, and for some reason, I don't know if this is the older trucks, but that, like, the pedal wasn't really as responsive or as my 2014 Dodge Ram truck now that I drive, where I don't really have to press down on my pedal too hard for me to get a faster response or whatever. But maybe I could be wrong. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it could have been just like the older trucks. And that was like my only reason why I was planning on going with something like that. But then when I read some of the reviews, and if you're going to get something like that, at least read the reviews, see what a lot of people say about it before you spend your $300, because I could understand, nowadays the price for things and, everything is skyrocketing, and you don't want to spend your hard-earned money on something that, they promise you that's going to work and end up not working. And, so it's a disappointment. But I'm just saying, though, I'm just speaking from my own perspective. So that'll be my number 3. So my number 4, I want to say, this is another common thing I see a lot, is having a huge lift kit. When I mean like a huge lift kit, like at least over like 9-inch, like I'm talking like show truck lift. I've seen a lot of trucks where, especially on Instagram, people driving them and stuff like that, where you get a lift kit and your wheel size doesn't match your lift. I don't know, with me, like personally with me, that's one thing I just don't understand that. And it kind of bothers me to see that, because I'm like, dang, it's like you get a huge lift kit and then your tire size doesn't really match. Like that's kind of corny to me. I don't know. That's kind of corny to me, but like I said, everybody got their own preference and looks when they building something that they, you know, imagine whatever in their head. But I just feel like having a big lift kit on your truck, you should have like at least like the right tires on there instead of you having real small tires on there, and it just doesn't go with it. Because what's the purpose of you having a big lift kit on your car when you putting a big lift kit on your truck and then your tire size doesn't match? It's like you trying to connect two negative and negative when it's supposed to be a positive and negative. That's the only way it'll work out. But like I said, this is just strictly my own personal opinion. But for the guys that out there who lift their truck with big lift, small tires, can you please comment on this video and let me know why? What's the reason behind that? Does that look good to you? No, let me know. But that's gonna be my number 4. It's the big lift with small tires. That's my number 4. So my number 5, going to my number 5, I'm gonna say this is another thing too that's very common in the truck community, and I'm speaking for myself also. I did this before in the past with my last truck I had. It was a 2006 Dodge Ram. I believe I had 30s on there before, and then I ended up going wider. It was like 37s. It was 22 by 14s. I don't remember the exact numbers, but I remember it was pretty wide. So this is kind of like in the middle for me. I wouldn't say it's a bad idea. I wouldn't say it's a good, but it's kind of like in the middle. But I just say those are I added to my 5 worst mods because there's definitely more downs than ups when you're doing something like this. When you, especially, you know, in a truck game, I say. So I say the wide wheels wide because like wide wheels is definitely, reason behind that is like if you get your wheel wide, like number 1, you're gonna have suspension issue. Like you're gonna have a lot of, like, your wheel's gonna be sticking out at least like 2.5 to 3 inches, and that's already pretty much where I'm in Pennsylvania. That's illegal, and that's giving you a reason to get pulled over. And then number 2 is also you'll never pass inspection. Those is one of the things that everything I'm naming right now, those are the things that I went through and dealt with. You'll never be able to pass inspection unless you know it's the other way around. You know, you have the hookups or something like that, but you'll never be able to pass inspection. You're pretty much you're gonna have ball joints issue. You're gonna have what's the other common issue that you have when you have wide wheels? You know what? Y'all know what it is though, but I forgot the name of the parts though. But I know it's somewhere on the tires and stuff. That too, that's gonna cost you a lot of money, especially the bigger the wheel is. You're gonna have to replace them ish a lot. Like that's one of the things I went through. And you gotta understand, when you put in wide wheels on a truck, you gotta constantly check them for your own safety issue, not just for your own, but for you driving anywhere. Because when your wheels is wide, if you don't check them ish start, wiggling and stuff like that. Your wheels, worst come to worst, you could be driving down the road and your tires can come off. God forbid, your tires could, who know what could happen. So that's one of my reasons why I add that to my top 5 worst mods you could do to your truck is having the wide wheels on there, because that's also like a hazard too, because you got to think too, it's like if you don't check if you don't replace that parts that's on there, your wheels could your tires could come off and pretty much get loosed up. So those are my top 5 worst truck mods I would like to explain. Let me know what you guys think about that. Definitely comment, let me know, man, what you guys think. These are, once again, like I said, I'm not hurting nobody's feelings. These are all my own personal opinion on what I think is the top 5 worst mods that you could add to your truck. So definitely subscribe to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up. I appreciate your time. Thank you for watching. Peace out.